Okay, so after we have completed the floor plan of our house, we are now going to start drawing the elevations. The elevations are what the outside of the house looks like if we were standing in the yard looking at the face of the house. So obviously there would be four different elevations. If we were standing in the yard down here looking at the house, this side of the house would be an elevation. If we were standing in the yard over here looking at the house, this would be an elevation. This one and this one. So there are four different elevations to our house. And so I'm going to show you how to create those elevations. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to create a new layer. First we have to establish where the front of the house is. And I'm going to call this my front door. This would be my side door, my back door. So I'm going to say that this is the front of the house, meaning this would be the right side, this would be the left side, and this would be the back of the house. Okay. Um, so with this being our front door, this is going to be the front of our house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer to draw our front view on. Um, The layer property is right here. If I click on layer properties, this takes me into my layers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. There's a stack of papers here. Do you see this? Um, the one with the little orange star on it is a new layer. It allows us to create a new layer. And we already have one layer established. It's labeled as 0. And our floor plan was drawn on the 0 layer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to call it front. And that's going to be my front elevation. Okay. And I'm going to change its color as well. I'm going to go here and I'm just going to change it to a different color, maybe a yellow, just something that I can see. If it's too dark, then you can't see it on the black background. It also tells us that right now the layer is turned on by the light bulb. We can see it. It's a printable layer. It's being drawn in yellow. The main line type is a continuous line. Line weight is the default line weight. So this tells us all of the information about this layer. What I want to do though is um, I want to make this layer my current layer, the layer that I am going to um, be drawing in. So I'm going to actually click on, see, I highlighted this layer, the front layer, and then I clicked on this green stack, which puts the check mark in front of the front layer. So when I draw, if I get rid of this right here, when I start drawing, notice that my line is now yellow and I am drawing in the front layer. All right, that's the layer that I'm in. So here's how we create the front view. Um, First of all, we are going to, um, hmm, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do a roof line. Okay, so I have to create a new layer. I'm going to go back to properties. I'm going to go new, and I'm going to call it roof, ROOF. And I'm going to make its color maybe green. And I am going to click OK. And I'm going to click on the green to make this the current layer. Out of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the roof line around the house. So I'm going to offset. I'm going to say that we have an overhanging roof by 18 inches on all four sides. I'm going to go offset. I'm going to type in 18, enter, and I'm going to click this outer edge of the wall, click out here, click on this outer edge, click out here, this outer edge here, and this outer edge here. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. And now I'm going to highlight all 4 of these walls. And I am going to change them into the roof layer. Okay, so I just clicked on this pull down menu with them highlighted, changed them into the roof layer. Now I'm going to hit escape and you'll see that I'm still currently drawing in the roof layer and the edges of my roof are also green. So now I'm just going to take and connect these. You can either just drag them like that, or you can go fill it with a radius, click on radius down here of 0, and then you click on this line and this line. It snaps them together. I have to hit enter to get back into that. Enter, click on this line and this line, and then enter this line and this line. That's the lower bottom edge of our roof on the bottom side. And then I'm going to put in the peak line or the ridge line from the midpoint here straight over to the midpoint here. That's the peak of the roof. So this front side is going to have the wall of this elevation is going to be shaped like a pentagon, right? Because it comes up to the peak and then back down. Same thing for the back. And this side and this side are going to be rectangular walls. Okay. So let me show you what the front view looks like and what the side view looks like. So this is the edge of my roof. So now I'm going to change and say that I want to be in the front view. All right, the front layer is what I'm drawing in now. It's the current layer. And I'm going to draw some reference lines. I'm going to draw a reference line from the edge of the roof. I'm going to draw it from the outer edge of the wall. And I'm going to stop right there for a minute. And I'm going to start laying out the sizes. Now I'm drawing this view. It's actually going to be drawn sideways because it needs to be in line with this wall. So here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be my ground level right here. And I'm going to use the offset command to offset quite a few lines here. This is where the wall meets the ground. I'm going to go offset 6 inches, so 6, enter. And I am going to offset this to the left or towards the building 6 inches. I'm going to go offset 8 feet, 8 apostrophe, enter. And I'm going to take that new line and offset it this direction 8 feet. Then I'm going to decide, first of all, I have to draw the thickness of the fascia board. So that's 6 inches. So I'm going to go offset 6, enter. And this line is going to come to the left 6 more inches. And then we have to decide how tall do we want the peak of our roof. And I'm going to say, for this one, let's go 6 feet. And that's just an arbitrary number. So offset 6 apostrophe, enter. And I'm going to take this left line and go up here. Okay, so here's what we have. If I take a line now from my peak of my roof down here, that's going to be where the peak of my roof is. Let me start trimming some things up just so you can see what we have. So I'm going to get rid of all these lines down here. Whoops, try that again. Trim, enter. Those, those and those. Um, I am going to draw a line from the peak of where my roof is going to be down to this end of my roof right here and then down to here. I know this doesn't make a whole lot of sense yet, but you'll be able to see it as we continue. I'm then going to draw a line from the peak of the roof here to here and then to here. Okay, I'm now going to get rid of this line. Delete. I'm going to get rid of this line. Delete. And I'm going to trim, enter, and I'm going to get rid of these lines and these lines. This. Oops. I need to, sorry, trim, enter. And I need to get rid of this, delete, this, delete, and those. Okay, now I need to put in the fascia board that runs along here. Um, this little line right here, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go copy this little line, enter. I'm going to grab it by the top edge and I'm going to drop it on the peak of the roof. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. My peak got goofed up there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to draw a line from the bottom edge of the fascia board here to the bottom edge of this little line to the bottom edge of this little line. Enter. And here is the side view. Notice you have to turn your head to the left. Here is the side view. Actually, it's the front view of this side of the house. Okay. The peak of the roof is aligned with here. The walls are aligned. And the last thing I need to do is I need to show I've got one window here, a door here, and a window here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the top of the foundation. This is a foundation right here. This is your wall, and obviously this is your roof. The roof has a hangover. The roof is has an overhang of 16 inches, right? And I just drew that. Hold on. How did that get so far out there? Wait a second. How did that get way out there when it should be? I'm a little confused as to how my overhang got so large. Odd. So I'm going to readjust this. I'm going to take this line to here. I'm going to move this little line grab it at the bottom and put it over here on the bottom of that. And then I'm going to grab this line and move it to the top of there. I don't know how that got screwed up so bad. I don't know what I did. Let me trim this off too. Trim, enter. Trim, enter. Those. Get rid of this. I'm going to take this line, drag it down to there, escape, move this line, enter, grab it at the bottom, drop it on the corner, and then click on this line, grab it and drag it down. Okay, that's better. I don't know how I screwed that up. Anyway, so this is the edge of the house, or the face of the house. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to establish the height of my windows and my door. So I'm going to go offset at a distance of 7 feet. So 7 apostrophe, enter. I'm going to take the top of the foundation. That would be this one right here. And I'm going to offset it up 7 feet. Okay, enter. Now I'm going to draw a line from the edge of my window down, edge of my window down, and I'm just stopping at the top of the foundation here. The edge of my door down, the other edge of my door down, and the edge of this window. Okay, so this line right here is going to be the top edge of my doors and windows. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go trim. I'm going to click on this line and then hit enter. And then I'm going to highlight all these lines. I just kind of trimmed them at this line. Now I'm going to establish this. Let's see. This here is a window. And so I'm going to establish where is the bottom of my window. This is already the top of my window. Where do I want the bottom to be? So I'm just going to say I want the bottom to be, yeah, maybe right here in the middle. And I'm going to trim, enter, this, 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 this. There's that window. I'm going to establish where the bedroom window is. Where do I want the bottom of that one? Maybe I'll do the same thing just to make it look similar. You don't have to. You can choose the size of that window. Trim, enter. I'm going to get rid of this. Those two, and that. Oops. I've already established that that's the top of my door. I forgot. I trimmed it off accidentally here. Draw that back in. And so now I have to establish where is the bottom of my door. Well, my door doesn't go all the way down to the foundation. My door is actually only 6 foot 8 inches tall. So I'm going to go offset 6 apostrophe 8, enter. And I'm going to take the top of the door and offset it down to the bottom. And then I need to trim off these little lines right here. So trim, enter, this, and this. All right, so there are my 2 windows and my door. I'm going to put a little bit of, just to make it look decent, I'm going to put a little door frame and window frames around these. So I'm going to, let me just go offset, maybe just a thin 2-inch. I'm going to go offset 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. Then I'd have to go fill it radius 0, enter. Now I'm going to have to click on enter, click, click, enter, click, click, enter, click, click. There's a window. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Offset 2 inches, enter. I might as well do my door while I'm here. And then I'm going to fill it with a radius of 0, enter, enter, click, click, enter, click, click, enter, click, click, enter, click, click, enter, click, click. And then I'm going to just connect here to here and here. Okay. If you're really clever, you can put in a doorknob. Let's see, the doorknob would be on here, so it would be on the right side of the door. So it would be over here. So let me put a little circle somewhere over here. Okay, so this is the front elevation of this house. Okay, and that's what we're going to do today, creating the front elevation.